Good day to our friends in the Philippines. We are here again in this series of the declaration of the Teresian Charism. We are now at number 15 and the title is Living and Witnessing to the New Man. Let me read first the text. We, discuss Carmelites, have the responsibility and the obligation to show humanity this treasure that has been transmitted to us and that we have to receive. However, to be able to do this, we must first have a profound experience of our interiority and union with God, who transforms us into the image of Christ, the new man. We find this in the second letter to the Corinthians by St. Paul. And then it continues, an authentic experience of God present within us leads us to recognize the presence of His Spirit in the situations of the world and calls us to go out of ourselves to recognize the signs of God in history. End quote. Last series of the number 14, we spoke of quenching our deepest desire. Today in this series, I would like to reiterate that our desire to become a Carmelite will not end once we profess to become a full-fledged Carmelite. It is a way of life. It is a privilege, but at the same time, a process that comes with a responsibility. It is not self-serving. We should share the treasure with others. Hindi pwede yung we cannot just rest on laurels. Anyway, I'm already professed, I'm already a Carmelite. I don't need to work that hard, or I do not need to attract nor even convince others anymore. I do not need to invite others. When the spirituality is truly genuine, it will always bring the person to conversion. It will always overflow. To live the spirituality then, witness the transformation of a new man or person. We will center our sharing today on the verse of Holy Mother Santa Teresa of Jesus quoted in Life, chapter 17. And Santa Teresa says, "For it is one grace to receive the Lord's favor, another to understand which favor and grace it is, and a third to know how to describe and explain it." End quote. We find this in Life 17:5. First, to receive the Lord's favor. Now, the Lord's favor, or we call it the Lord's blessings, the Lord's grace, is not something that we have the right to demand. Lord, because I am faithfully going to Mass, please grant my petitions. Oh, Lord, because I am praying the Rosary 3 times a day, please fulfill your promise to me. Grant my supplications. Oh, Lord, because I am praying the breviary, the liturgy consistently every day, please give me perfect good health. Please assure me always that my family is safe. This kind of prayer is controlling. When you demand, when you set the tone of what God will do. Santa Teresa says, we receive God's favor and we open ourselves to the mercy of the Lord's grace. Now, we do not have the right to demand from the Lord. St. Paul, we can recall that in his letter to the Ephesians, chapter 4:7, he said, "To each one of us, grace has been given as Christ apportioned it." The other members of the congregation, the other institutes or other orders, for example, they too receive different favors. Even those within the order in Carmel, each of us, we receive different graces. We all receive the grace of prayer, but on different levels depending on our receptivity and our openness. That's the first step, to receive the favor from God. The second step is to understand the favor, the grace, and this vocation in Carmel. After seeing, identifying, and acknowledging that we have received the vocation and grace of prayer, we need to understand it. What does it mean? We need to study, profoundly dispose ourselves into formation. We need to read. We need to be informed. It is the first duty, especially of a beginning or an aspiring Carmelite, to study, to be able to understand the core teachings and the nuances of the Carmelite spirituality. What is the role in the Church of Carmel? How does Carmel relate to or enhance the Church as a whole? That is the second, to understand the favor you receive. And finally, the last step is to know how to describe the experience and explain it. So 2 verbs. The final step is you have to describe and to be able to explain it to others. Why is it important? You go out of yourselves to attract others, those who have been called, but may probably be a little dormant in their desire to really live out and witness, practice the Carmelite spirituality. Because it is possible that they do not understand what is happening to them. Describe means that you are in touch with your experience, with the experience of others. It does not settle solely on describing, but also explaining them. Some people do not know they have received the favors. Some people, they receive, but they do not understand what is happening to them. And finally, you may have received the favors. You may probably understood what is happening to you, but you do not know how to explain it to others. This is very, very important, my dear friends, to receive the favor, to understand the favor, and to be able to explain it to others. Being a Carmelite is a privilege, and yet it is also a responsibility. We receive the favor. Our responsibility is to understand the favor, describe, and be able to explain it to others. That is how to live and to witness and be transformed to become a new man.